Life among the world's wealthiest royals is already the stuff of legends, but Dubai's crown prince, often nicknamed Fahd, takes high living to a realm that borders on the unimaginable. With an estimated personal net worth of $400 million and direct access to a family fortune valued at over $18 billion, he's become a global symbol of modern royalty. From sprawling palaces that only a handful of outsiders have ever glimpsed, to a menagerie of exotic animals that defies comprehension, everything in Fahd's orbit seems deliberately crafted to defy ordinary standards of luxury. Yet, this is only the tip of the iceberg. Whispers about his multi-million-dollar real estate deals and rumored secret pastimes create an air of fascination around him. Many wonder how a modern ruler manages to blend centuries-old royal traditions with a taste for futuristic technology, such as owning amphibious vehicles and a rumored fleet of luxury tanks. Others question whether it's all carefully orchestrated spectacle or simply how he was raised, having never known life outside this gilded bubble. But the real story is far more captivating than any rumor. When we talk about Fahd's lifestyle, we're not just describing a string of lavish purchases. We're peeling back the curtain on an entire philosophy of living, one that elevates extravagance into an art form. And it all starts with the staggering net worth and royal ties that made him who he is today. To truly understand Fahd's world, you have to grasp the scale of wealth that surrounds him from birth. Dubai's ruling family is often cited as having a collective fortune of around $18 billion. In comparison, Fahd's personal $400 million portion might look modest, until you realize that he's also a direct heir to a legacy that spans multiple palaces, countless properties around the globe, and influential stakes in leading global corporations. From a young age, he was groomed in diplomacy, strategic leadership, and the subtle art of maintaining a larger-than-life public image. Some insiders believe he learned how to command a room before he learned the more mundane aspects of daily life. After all, within these elite circles, one's ability to navigate high-profile events can be just as critical as formal education. Stories swirl of him accompanying his father, Dubai's ruler, on visits to business magnates, foreign heads of state, and influential philanthropists. These childhood experiences likely shaped both his personal brand and his approach to public appearances. By the time he stepped confidently into the limelight as Crown Prince, he had already mastered the nuances of forging business ties and winning over the public with a flash of charm. But the real shocker is how quickly Fahd carved out his own persona within the royal family, a figure who balances tradition with a distinctly modern outlook. He invests in cutting-edge technology, sponsors global sporting events, and spares no expense in celebrating the city's growing cultural influence. It's this fusion of old-world royalty and futuristic vision that keeps people hanging on every headline about him. It's nearly impossible to explore Fahd's lifestyle without first marveling at the palatial residences he calls home. The most legendary among them is Zabil Palace, a stunning architectural masterpiece, rumored to be worth as much as $500 million. Often illuminated for royal weddings and grand state events, Zabil Palace is more than just a lavish mansion. It's a historical monument to the Al Maktoum dynasty's stature in the region. Few outsiders have ever glimpsed its interior, with visiting dignitaries and high-profile guests usually restricted to public chambers. Yet the occasional leaked photograph shows soaring ceilings, gilded decor, and corridors flanked by marble arches. It's said the private living quarters extend even deeper into a restricted section of the property, creating a massive labyrinth of opulent halls, breathtaking gardens, and private wings designated for various family members. And this is just one of the palaces scattered around Dubai, most within a sprawling complex that appears more like a self-contained royal city than a typical neighborhood. According to some accounts, these adjoining palaces each have their own distinct theme or architectural style, allowing different branches of the family to enjoy unique ambiances while still staying close-knit. But Fahd's taste for real estate doesn't stop at Dubai's borders. He's known for picking up jaw-dropping properties across the globe, the most famous being his $55 million penthouse at the Fairmont Pacific Rim Hotel in Vancouver. Initially, he purchased a single top-floor penthouse for $25 million back in 2017. Almost immediately, however, he doubled down, snapping up 3 more units just below it to create a massive 15,000 square foot tri-level palace in the sky. Glass walls from floor to ceiling ensure unobstructed panoramas of Vancouver's skyline and waterfront. Reports mention a state-of-the-art kitchen, several open-concept living rooms, and a master suite that spans an entire floor. Yet what truly astonishes onlookers is how swiftly he closed these deals. The rumor is that the prince walked in, liked what he saw, and paid cash, no mortgage needed. To complete this personal empire, Fahd also owns entire hotels through his private investment venture, Zabil Investments. One shining example is the Jumeirah Zabil Sarai, located on Palm Jumeirah, Dubai's world-renowned man-made island. The project supposedly cost around $12 billion to build, boasting private beaches, lush gardens, indoor and outdoor pools, and multiple high-end restaurants. Guests can choose from 405 rooms, or if they're truly privileged, one of the 38 royal residences set aside for the inner circle, family members, and their closest associates. But here's where it gets really intriguing. The prince isn't just a passive investor. He's said to be personally involved in some design elements, ensuring that the hotels under his umbrella bear a distinctive stamp of royal grandeur. Whether that's an intricately carved marble lobby or a rooftop lounge with panoramic views of the Arabian Gulf, each detail is meant to reflect the family's larger-than-life brand. If you thought Fahd's passion for real estate was extraordinary, wait until you see how he takes his love for speed and adventure to extremes. Rumors abound that he possesses a private fleet of luxury tanks, not the kind you might see in active combat, but heavily modified all-terrain vehicles that combine imposing military design with top-tier comfort. Their armored exteriors and specialized off-road capabilities allow him and his entourage to tear across the desert in style, perfectly in line with a prince who craves the thrill of defying norms. Then there are the amphibious vehicles, which can shift seamlessly from land to water. While details are scarce, some witnesses recall moments where Fahd drove from a sandy shore directly into the Arabian Gulf, astonishing onlookers with a casual demonstration of wealth that most of us can't fathom. These gadgets might seem outlandish, but they reveal a pattern. The Crown Prince loves to push boundaries, whether it's in architecture, animals, or transportation. Not surprisingly, Fahd also has a taste for yachting adventures. In a city where super yachts line the marina like a high-end car lot, he still manages to turn heads with whatever vessel he commissions or charters. While there's no official count of how many yachts he owns, it's safe to assume any boat bearing the royal crest is among the most cutting-edge on the water, complete with helipads, indoor lounges, extravagant dining areas, and enough technology to rival a small cruise ship. There's also talk of Fahd's interest in adrenaline sports, like skydiving or dune bashing. Images occasionally surface showing the prince in adventure gear, smiling broadly as he conquers thrilling heights or zips across endless dunes. For someone with practically unlimited resources, these experiences add a dash of excitement that money alone can't provide. After all, even the wealthiest royals crave the rush of stepping out of their comfort zones, though arguably, Fahd's comfort zone includes bulletproof vehicles and personal safety teams. And that's just the beginning of his diversions. Insiders suspect he's dabbled in everything from deep-sea submersible rides to private air shows. If it can spark excitement or curiosity and can be customized to reflect his high-profile status, Fahd is bound to try it at least once. Perhaps the most captivating part of Fahd's story is his collection of exotic animals, which has led some to call him an animal whisperer. He doesn't just keep run-of-the-mill exotic pets, he goes for the rarest, most valuable species on the planet. According to various accounts, he owns the most expensive horse and the most expensive camel in the world, with each animal purportedly breaking multi-million-dollar records. These aren't mere showpieces either. In many instances, the prince is personally involved in the care and training of his animals. Photographs occasionally emerge of him feeding or grooming these prized creatures, offering a glimpse into a tender side that contrasts sharply with the militaristic vehicles and colossal real estate deals. The synergy between his fiercely guarded private life and his public identity grows even more interesting here. On one hand, he's the unstoppable force behind a swirling aura of luxury. On the other, he shows genuine devotion to the well-being of his horses, camels, and potentially even big cats. Dubai's desert roots run deep, and prized camels have always been revered for their beauty, endurance, and symbolic significance. By investing in the most elite breeds, Fahd continues a tradition that dates back generations, one that merges cultural heritage with modern showmanship. Races and competitions, featuring his champion camels and thoroughbred horses, draw international attention, making them more than just personal pets. They are ambassadors of his high-powered brand. Beyond these headlining animals, rumors suggest he keeps a menagerie of other exotic species, from falcons, a beloved fixture in Middle Eastern aristocracy, to far rarer creatures, occasionally glimpsed in social media snippets. It's said that Fahd spares no expense on specialized trainers, veterinarians, and habitat designs. Customized enclosures, climate-controlled stables, and round-the-clock care are the norm, reflecting a commitment to setting new standards in the realm of exotic pet ownership. What's truly mesmerizing is how he balances centuries-old Emirati traditions, like camel racing and falconry, with a cutting-edge approach to animal welfare and global brand building. In this sense, even his passion for animals becomes an extension of his overarching lifestyle philosophy. Why settle for ordinary when you can make a statement that echoes across the world? The world is naturally drawn to enigmatic figures who live on a scale most of us can't imagine, and Fahd fits that mold perfectly. Although he occasionally offers glimpses of his personal life via carefully orchestrated media posts, much of his day-to-day routine remains shrouded in mystery. This fuels constant speculation, with tabloids and social media threads alike thriving on every new rumor. One day there might be whispers of an upcoming real estate project in a prime international location, maybe a planned winter retreat in the Swiss Alps, or a futuristic skyscraper in Asia. The next, people might be buzzing about rumored philanthropic gestures, such as large donations to environmental causes or cultural institutions. Yet, no matter how grand these gestures may be, they're often overshadowed by the prince's more flamboyant indulgences, like those amphibious rides or million-dollar camels. At the heart of this spectacle is Zabil Investments, Fahd's private investment company that manages vast holdings across the UAE and beyond. This business empire has been credited with shaping major parts of Dubai's skyline, from luxury hotels to impressive office towers. Insiders say that Fahd has a hands-on approach, insisting on architectural flourishes that ensure each project has an air of regal distinction. Critics sometimes wonder if all this flash distracts from deeper socio-economic issues in the region, though fans argue that Fahd's high-profile spending is part of what keeps Dubai on the global map as a top tourist and business destination. In an era when image can be as potent as policy, the prince's knack for building excitement around the city might be as impactful as any legislative measure. Yet it's not all speculation. Now and then, Fahd grants interviews or participates in philanthropic events that confirm at least part of the legend. He might speak passionately about preserving endangered species or promoting cultural exchanges through sports. These public moments, though rare, are carefully curated to show a multifaceted character behind the extravagance. He isn't just a wealthy young royal living out every fantasy money can buy. He is also portrayed as a forward-thinking leader determined to elevate his city's reputation on the world stage. Every time the Crown Prince makes a move, whether it's a subtle social media post or a major investment, it sparks a new wave of chatter. Lately, rumors suggest he's hunting for high-end properties in iconic European capitals, possibly expanding his global footprint even further. Others claim he's been dabbling in emerging technology sectors, perhaps looking into eco-friendly ventures or innovative transportation solutions that complement his interest in amphibious travel. Some also believe that Fahd is planning another grand tourism development in Dubai, possibly an ultra-luxury resort that caters exclusively to royalty and ultra-high net worth individuals. If the speculation is true, such a project could redefine opulence yet again, offering features no other hotel or palace in the world can match. On social media, fans scramble to find any clue that could confirm these theories, zooming in on background details in photos or dissecting cryptic captions. The Crown Prince's circle remains predictably tight-lipped, but such secrecy only heightens curiosity. The global audience loves a riddle, and Fahd's life is a puzzle with countless glittering pieces. What's especially intriguing is how some insiders claim the prince is exploring philanthropic initiatives designed to create a lasting legacy beyond mere luxury. They say that while his public image might be dominated by extravagant purchases and record-breaking properties, there could be a quieter side of him investing in environmental conservation, education, or healthcare. Whether these claims are accurate or overblown, they add yet another dimension to the ever-evolving portrait of a complex royal figure. When you look at Fahd's life, from the legendary $500 million Abil Palace to the $55 million Vancouver penthouse and a stable of exotic creatures worth untold millions, it's easy to see why the world can't stop talking. He personifies a new era of royal opulence, seamlessly blending long-held traditions with the boundless possibilities afforded by vast modern wealth. On one hand, he follows in the footsteps of his ancestors, preserving cultural pillars like camel racing, falconry, and lavish palatial living. On the other, he charges headlong into the future with cutting-edge vehicles, real estate acquisitions in distant lands, and rumored tech-forward initiatives. It's this balance that keeps everyone guessing. Is Fahd simply the product of a gilded upbringing, or is he consciously reshaping the image of Middle Eastern royalty for the 21st century? Ultimately, only Fahd and those in his closest circle know the full truth about what drives his spending sprees and grand projects. But this much is certain: so long as he continues to buy record-breaking animals, build luxury properties across continents, and barrel through the desert in futuristic machines, the world will watch in fascination. The Crown Prince's every move becomes a testament to what's possible when immense wealth meets boundless ambition. And that story never fails to captivate. Whatever surprises come next, one thing remains clear: Fahd has raised the bar on royal extravagance to unprecedented heights, and everyone else can only struggle to keep up. The question is not if he'll unveil something even more astonishing, it's merely when. And that suspense alone keeps all eyes firmly locked on Dubai's reigning prince of luxury.